104. I get a lot of questions. How much is that worth? I did start a playlist called "How Much Is That Worth." I will, and you can put when if you didn't know this, if you're a content creator or you're just starting up a YouTube channel, you can put the same video in multiple playlists. So, for example, because it might hit more than one criteria. So, this video will be in both what's it worth and maybe another playlist. But the way I'm gonna make sure that the description, the title says how to check the prices, the value of coins, pennies, anything like that on eBay. Because I get a lot of questions about how much is that worth. And the truth of the matter is, unless the person knows about a specific coin, and then um, the condition of the coin comes into play also. So you can find one with a so it's the condition, it's the era, it's how detailed the era is. There's so many different variables that come into play in relationship to the value of a coin. To ask someone, what's that worth? It's all the person could do is give you a range, right, from the lowest to the highest. But they would have to do what I'm going to do now, right? And the best way to learn is to learn. It's very simple. What I'm going to show you right now is very simple, and anyone can do it who has access to. So if you're watching YouTube, then you have access to either a phone, the internet, or a computer. So what I do on the channel is mostly pennies, right? So I find pennies. So today during our episode 104, I found a pretty good penny with a strike through. Super cool. I know you can't see it. I don't have the setup. I wish I had the setup where I had like a bunch of cameras and doing the do, and I could press this button and that pops up there. Ah, man, maybe one day. So here's the penny. You probably can't see it. This is not the best camera in the world. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. But if you watch episode 104 that's scheduled for the future, or whenever you're watching this, if you go to episode 104, you will see the penny here that I'm showing. And there's a little V. It looks like a V, which is probably from something that fell onto the planchet when it was struck with the die, and it made that little impression. And it's on the neck of the cameo of Lincoln. So what we're gonna do is, all right. So if someone asked me what that was worth, this is what I would have to do, and I'm gonna show the order, and it could be anything, right? So we're gonna put cent in. A lot of people like to call pennies cents, which is the correct term to use, but most people call them pennies. Cent, Lincoln. What year is it? 1989. That's the last year that they, you see, it comes up. It comes up penny. You see? See, it comes up penny. Most people call them pennies. So you could put either one. I put cent. You could put cent and penny. It's not the D, which means it's the Philadelphia, and it's a strike through. And I believe strike through is one word. Okay, so now this is what it's selling for, right? So if we go lowest first, you can go lowest first. You can manipulate the search through these various drop downs here on the screen on eBay, I'm saying. So we're not interested in the auctions because the auctions are ongoing. All right. So again, right now we're looking for what things are selling for. Oh, this one has that's not a. I don't think that would. Maybe it is a strike through. I shouldn't say that. It could be a strike through. So there's not many for 1989. There's 3. And that's a die crack, and you'll see people at. So now, so this is very good. This is what people are asking for, right? Someone's asking. You can see the W here and whatever this image is. This one here says die crack. In their picture, it's not very obvious. Maybe it's this line there. Or I don't know. This one, laser vision. I guess there's some sort of marks past his eye, and the guy wants $10 best offer. All right, so nothing there, right? So we can take. So we have the date in there. That could be messing this up a little bit. But let's do this. Now, this is what people are asking for. Does that mean that's how much it's valued? No. Something's valued what another person is willing to pay for it. Now, someone might be willing to pay less today, more tomorrow, more today, less tomorrow, and that's the variation that you will find in price range. So go to advanced, okay? Go to advanced, click advanced, and then click sold, and then click search. Now we're going to see in the past 90 days, has there been any 1989 strike through sold? And according to this, there's none with this description. Okay. Now here you see the 1989 Philadelphia P struck through Greece, and the person sold it for $4.99 best offer, free shipping. Okay, but that's not the same as a strike through, right? So here and on the bottom they're going to show. See underneath other similar pennies are coming up that they're just showing as recommendations or things that you might also be interested in, but they're not with the specific search parameters that we put in the top, which is sent Lincoln 1989 strike through. So nothing came up for that search, but they are showing things that might pique your interest to sell you something or to show you other past sales that might be similar. Okay. Interestingly enough, this is the misaligned die, and people are buying them. So I always get a question about how much are the misaligned dies worth. And look, and this one here, I'll tell you the truth, just looking at it visually, hey, we'll click on it. If you click on it, let me unplug this. I have things in the way here. You can't see it here, but there. I'm just making this video to show the audience, subscribers, people who are interested, how to search for the prices on eBay to price check the value of a coin. In this case, we're looking at a penny. So if you click on the sold, it will open up the original listing. So here, the person had it for $275. This person here, and you can see now. You can see, right? 1989 Philadelphia misaligned die. Now you can see now, I find these all the time, and somebody paid $2.75 for this. It sold for $2.75. So if someone would have asked me at this point in time, hey, and I find a bunch of these. These are like the easiest ones to find. And someone goes, oh, what's that worth? There you go. Someone a few weeks ago was willing to pay $2.75 for it. Okay, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the strike through. We didn't find any. Let's take out 1989. See if we find something like that. We found 48 of them now. So we're already on lowest first, okay? Because you don't want to see the anomaly, right? Oh, one sold for $1,000. You know, if if 47 of them sold for $2 and one of them sold for 1,000, you gotta think, why is that? If it's not made of, even if it's made of gold, that wouldn't be enough gold for $1,000. You know what I mean? If it's not a very significant error, you have to question, first of all, the realistic nature of that sale. That's number one, right? But obviously, so here we go. All right, not to get too far off on a tangent, but you need to question high sales if you're not familiar with the error, the coin, the seller, and a lot of other variables. So that also comes into play for more high value coins. So here we go. $1.99. So 48 results came up. Okay. All right. $2. That's a grease strike through. It's a missing. It should say missing eye. Yeah, it's a missing eye, and the E is doubled. I can see the E just through the pitch. I don't even have to click on it. But if I want to see it clearer, I would click on it, and then here, that's a nice doubled E. That's a nice missing eye from the grease strike through, and someone sold it for $2. Okay, and then boom. Well, not really. I say $2. It really sold for $3.10. This one sold for $2, and that's a grease strike through. Okay, or $1.50, whatever it sold for. Here's a debris strike through. They're calling it a debris strike through. There's something going through God. So the one we have here has a very specific mark in it that looks like a V. It's not a V, but it's a mark that looks like a V for whatever reason. So that's what I want to find. I want to find something that has a very specific strike through mark on it. Huh, what's that? That's cool. It looks like a little dog. That's weird. I've seen this one before. That's the one going into Lincoln's head. That is a stamp. They're calling it a strike error. It's not a strike, it's a stamp. They have a Liberty Bell and they have the state map stamped on it. This one has I don't know if that's a strike through or not. It has like it looks like more like something's deformed there, or I don't know if it's a die clash or not, but I don't know if that's a strike through. This has the grease strike through there, and it has a little tiny V right there. So I'm looking for something that's similar to the one I have. Oh, this one has a circle. Okay. And it's a 1931. It's a much older penny. And and this is the thing with older pennies. It could look like a strike through because let's say this penny is from 1931, right? Let's say after it was minted, it got hit with something, post mint damage, and almost 100 years later, all the use and the wear will make that post mint damage look worn out, and visually it might look like a strike through. So I would be a little careful about the older ones. This one here has, to me, that's a die chip. He's calling it blistering. Blistering is from zinc clad. This is a 1943. Oh, it's steel. I don't know if there's clad in 1943s for there to be blistering. To me, that's a die chip because it looks like it's something over the top. Again, I'm still looking for something similar to this has something there. I don't know if that's a strike through. And that's it. So I honestly didn't find anything that I liked. Let's just go to penny. Oh, and you saw that? You saw what just happened there? Watch this. It came up. You see, I clicked search on penny strike through, but there was a recommendation that eBay was making for a different type of search. And you see here on eBay, it writes strike through with a space between strike through. I'm pretty sure though that here, you want to find out? Let's watch this. Let's Google it. Struck through. Right, struck through. That's different. I mean, it's the same thing, but I mean it's a different way of writing it. Okay, so everything else here says. Oh, here we go. See, strike. My understanding is that strike through is written. This one, oh, this guy has it with a space between it. Okay, and it says strike. Okay, so maybe that was. So look at that, just to show you that that could be an error, right? If you're not spelling it right, you're not going to get the right searches. So either way, we're going to click on the eBay, what eBay's recommending. We got 60 on penny strike through the way I wrote it. Now we're going to click on eBay's recommendation. US coins penny strike through. We got 40. We actually lost some. Let's go back. I want the 60. Okay. So obviously we're going to see some of the same errors. This is a pretty good. This looks like a strike through to me. There's something here over the 8. That's possible. That's that coin again. That's a possible strike through. This is probably a good mint strike through right here. Here goes a struck through obverse. Look how much they want on. But I'll click on that one. But this is again. This isn't sold. This is now we're seeing recommendations for selling. This is sold, right? This one's sold for whatever, $6. That's a pretty cool strike through right there on a 1946S. And how much is the shipping? Free. Okay. And look at this. Wow, it's missing the N. It's a 1946S, which is probably a lower mintage. I have it right here. Oh, do I have it here? Do I have the 1946? Does it go? I don't know if it goes back that far. No, 59. It's probably in the millions. You know, whatever, 400 or 500 million. But it's a San Francisco, which I like. It has the strike through here, which I like. It's missing the N, so this might even be a grease strike through. It's missing a lot of the letters here. And look how well detailed these are. And it has this really beautiful looking strike through here. And maybe this might be a grease strike through here. So there might have been grease on the die that got some debris caught on it. And it was making these bad pennies. These error pennies. $6. That's it. That's it. That's probably why, and that was my, I don't know what I said in the video. Maybe I said more or less. But that's probably at $5, $4 or $5. And that's an older copper, and they got whatever they got, $5 for it shipped. Maybe this one's $2, $3 for this strike through on this. I'm just saying as a way of determining the value, to having a range, right? So this one here sold for, let's call it $5, and then we'll go down here, and then we see other ones. And remember, that's best offer. You don't know what it sold for. That's nice. I remember when this one was out. That's really nice looking. Oh, look at this. How cool is that? Look at all these different. It's got letters in it. All kinds of stuff going on here. That's a beauty. And what did the person sell it for? $20. He was asking 30 with $2.77 shipping. Maybe he sold it for $20, $25. That's a beauty. So the one I have has just a little tiny mark in it. Maybe it's $3, $4. But this is how you get the range for sold. So the only way to learn about prices is by learning how to search for what has sold recently. And this is how you do it. So I hope this video was helpful. If I looked a little confused at times, it's because it's confusing. I've been on eBay since 1996. I needed a computer when I was in undergraduate college, and they did not accept handwritten. Did they? I don't know if they accepted handwritten papers. I think you had to have them print. They had to be printed out. Yeah, double spaced. Right. There was a whole had to be an ABA or ABA format. There was a whole thing. So I had to buy a computer, $600 in 1996, which was like 2 weeks of work. It was crazy. That was crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyway, but that's how long I've been on eBay, and it's still confusing to me. And this is the process I have to go through. So this is what you have to do if you want to know the price of something. You have to get on eBay and look for recently sold through in the advanced search. It says you click advanced search. You put in the keywords what you're looking for. You click sold, and you click search, and then it comes up green. The sold price comes up in green. And remember, best offer means it might have sold or probably did sell for less. And if you have auctions, this one has no auctions. Oh, it does. There are some auctions. Oh, there were more auctions than buy it now. Okay, so I didn't even have auctions clicked, just to show you. So I didn't. I guess I didn't want to look at auctions, but you could even look at auctions. And let's say you want to list in the auction. Let's say you want to list your coin in the auction because you want to know what they've sold for recently. This is what you would do, and you're going to see a lot of them are selling for $2, $3. And this will be why, if you ask people what something's worth, let's say in buy it now, someone paid $50 for a coin, right? And then you think, oh, someone paid $50. I'm going to put an auction starting at $1, and it sells for $1 because that right buyer wasn't around to out. First of all, that person would have had to outbid someone else to bring it from $1 to 50. But you have to be very careful also with. I see.